Hi, this is Christoph from Noble Master Games. I'm giving a short introduction, maybe a long introduction of Demise of Nations. It's a turn-based grand strategy game. So here, if you installed the game and you successfully started it up, you're getting eventually to this screen. To start the game, let's choose single player. Select new game. Here you can select the scenario. And we create it using the defaults. Then you can choose which nation you want to play with. I'm gonna choose Rome. And here we go. Here, that's our little nation. That's Rome at the start of the Roman Empire. We have a couple units and one galley down here. We start off with 500 gold and we have 1000 food rations available for feeding the population and feeding our military units. Get an overview, we see the standings. The goal of the game is to control a majority of the map. And that means about 50%, 60%. Or we can also win the game by eliminating all the other players. Right now Persia is ranked number 1 with about 34 points. We scroll down, we see us, the Roman Empire. We have about 1.7 points, so we need to get about 100 times, maybe 60 times bigger to win the game. Down here is Persia, and over here we see our little nation, the Roman Empire. Down here is a nation screen, our nation. We see our finances. We get tax income twice a year. Right now we have July, first quarter of July, 338 BC. So the next tax income is gonna be in January 339 BC, 337 BC. We get levies on commerce every turn. We can also get production income from gold mines and from our vessels, but we don't have either. And then upkeep cost, administration for infrastructure, that's buildings that we have built inside our settlements, and military upkeep. We can change taxes here. We don't get any taxes, so it won't have any effect until it's tax season. For commerce, we can reduce commerce and increase happiness of our population, or we can reduce or increase military spending, which means our military units are getting weaker and weaker if we go down with spending. But at the same time, you're saving money. That's what you want. Over here we have provisions, food rations. We have to spend on food rations that are eaten by military units and by the population and decay. And we have food harvest over here. So right now it's July. So in winter time, because the weather is bad, it's snowy, we won't be able to produce any food. So you have to make sure that by winter time you have enough stored to feed our military units as well as our population to winter time. Otherwise our population is going to be unhappy and our military units are going to be weak in combat. And research, in order to advance, we probably should choose to research. Right now, what have we here? We have, for example, here researched archery. So we can now train archers if we have a archery range built in a settlement. Or horseback riding. We can train horsemen if we have stables built in a settlement. Let's choose another research. Can increase commerce, income to commerce, or we can choose to research agriculture. So right now we can only farm on fertile land. In order to build farms on dry or meager farmland, we have to research that technology first. That's going to cost us 1,000 gold. Let's do that. And we're spending 10% of our income on research, it's going to take about 40 turns. Let's increase our research spending to 20%. And so in about 20 turns time, we have researched agriculture and be able to build farms on meager farmland. And here we have messages we received right now, none or affairs, welcome to the game, etc., etc. And here we ask to buy food, cost us 50 gold and we receive 500 gold food. Let's accept. Over here we see our diplomatic standings. So we have an alliance with the Lingurians here. And we are at war with Carthage down here in the red. You can also click on Carthage right here and see their diplomatic relations, for example. So you see the diplomatic relations of Carthage are, they are at war with us only. Here's the opinions tab, you can see the opinions of us. Right now you have Roman Empire selected. So we can see how everybody thinks about us. So everybody seems to be kind of undecided. Average opinion is 0%. It's the start of the game, and that's going to change. Depends on your relations with the other nations in the game. You make peace or you form alliances, that's going to be a plus. Or you going to war, that's going to be a minus opinion from that nation. So the AI is programmed to use a genetic algorithm to determine how much they like you, but it's still work in progress. It's not quite perfect yet, but these numbers are going to change over time. So the more you attack, the less they're going to like you. And here we see general statistics. So we can see number of conflicts, number of wars going on in the world. So it's just us and Carthage right now. We can see research progress, how many inventions we have researched and how many inventions other nations have researched. So we are pretty much top together with Carthage. Weather, you see rain, which will affect our battle capabilities. Archers are bad in rain, for example. On the other hand, if there's rain, we're able to increase groundwater levels and produce better farm output. If you go to groundwater levels, if there's no groundwater levels, our farms are producing less. The same if the temperature isn't right, our farms are not going to produce anything. If it's winter time and the temperature drops below 0, we're not going to be able to produce any farm output. Here, happiness, it's the start of the game, so everybody's at 100%. Population, like global population is 5.5 million, and the national population, our population is about 358,000. So that's pretty much the overview of our nation. So to go on, now our goal is to expand. So if you look at the map, we have 2 settlements. We have Rome over here, or Roma. We can look into the city too, and we see what structures we have built. We've built the training grounds that increases our troops' experience levels that are produced in the settlement. Here we have an archery that allows us to train archers. We can build more. we could probably build a market which would increase our taxes by 2%. The problem is we only get taxes twice a year, so right now we don't really need to spend money on that. Or we can build a craftsman that increases our industrial or commerce income by 1%. So if you go on that question mark here, you can hover over it or you can click on it. You get the detailed information about like certain variables or data. If you go to statistics, for example, you can see provisions consumption. It's like if you go on the question mark, you see the consumption that is applied every turn from the population inside the settlement. So the food that is being eaten by that city. Down here we see finances, how much money we get from commerce and how much it costs us to keep the infrastructure running. So if you go back to the buildings here and we click on the council, for example, it costs us 1 gold every turn to keep it running. On the other hand, it produces a 2% increase in tax income twice a year. If you like, we can destroy it, but let's leave it for now. And the same here for the harbor Neapolis. We can go on to the city view and see what structures we have available. We have a shipyard that enables us to build ships. Okay, let's expand. So here we have the Samnites. We can click on their banner here. They're neutral. We have no diplomatic relations with them and they don't have any diplomatic relations with anybody else. So let's get the fun started. Let's declare war on the Samnites. Carthage is a little bit far away, so let's just attack our neighbors instead. Now let's move our troops. We have two options. We can either move and try to take over a tile with the left button here, or we can move and just attack a tile but not move there. So for the horsemen, let's just move and try to take over a tile. Let's move there first, and then let's move and attack that unit from the Samnites. For the swordsman too, let's move and attack. But for the archer, we don't want to move into deep enemy territories. Instead of just moving to a tile, we just try to attack only. So this means that archer unit is going to stand there, it's not going to move once it has conquered or destroyed the enemy unit. So that's the two options you have for movement. The only unit that can shoot from 2 tiles away is the archer. All the honor units have to go next to the enemy in order to attack. Let's wander around too with our spearmen down there. And we can move around too with our spearmen up there. Here we have a ship, a galley. We can attack that settlement over there, for example. Let's do that. And the galley too can attack from 2 tiles away. So next, we're probably a little bit short on units, so let's build some more. We can always click on plus. Let's build another unit. We can build a horseman, for example. And with that horseman, we attack that swordsman as well. Also, in order to probably save food or like prepare for enough food for winter time, we should probably build some additional farms. If we click here, we can click plus and we build a crop. 2. If you click the upgrade button, let's see, right now farm output is about 200. If we upgrade, we have a 250 output. If we upgrade again, we don't have enough money actually. So if we would upgrade again, we would have 300 food output. So right now we have 250, base output is 200. Here you get more information too. And over there, we have a spearman standing there that we just moved. And under the spearman is a farm tile, farmland 2, where we can build crop. The problem is we can't access it because we have the spearman selected. So click that little arrow there, and you can select the grass tile or the farm tile underneath, and we can build the crops there. We don't have money right now, but that's how it basically works. So whenever you want to access the tile underneath, you click your spearman, click that little arrow, and you see it's grass tile. We can't build anything there. If you look at our research, let's see, I guess we haven't researched it yet. You have the correct research. We can build bridges too. Right now all the bridges are set, so unless you research bridge building, you can only destroy bridges. That's a bridge that is pretty convenient for us. So if you would want to destroy it, we can click the minus, destroy the bridge. We have not enough money right now to destroy it. If you want to disband soldiers too, you click on the minus, and you can disband the spearman, but that option is gone, we already moved. So that's basically it for the main interface. So once you're done entering your orders, you click the button here, and now the next turn is calculated. The game is played, we go turn-based. That means all the nations enter their turns at the same time. There is no number 1, 2 player playing after each other. All the players enter at the same time, and the computer decides who is moving when. So now we can see what happened. We moved our horse, and now the Sam Knights are attacking us there. We are attacking with our horse. We destroyed the enemy. So now you see, actually we moved differently than we expected. So Sam Knights moved in a way that prevented our other units to move to the location we wanted them to go, because we all entered the turn at the same time. Okay, we destroyed that city. We didn't destroy it, or we took it away from Carthage. Another turn is over, so every turn we get income from levies as well as production or tributes, and we have to pay for upkeep, infrastructure, military upkeep, or research spending. The same for food. So now the second turn started. So now again we enter our orders. We can see there like messages from our other nations. So Berbers have declared war. Click here, we can see where Berbers are. Let's see. And a bunch of nations going to war. But the Ligurians, we had an alliance with them before. They have cancelled our alliance, so they're neutral right now, which is kind of sad. Affairs again. We can see different nations that have gone to war. Greeks have declared war on Athens. Or Egypt has declared war on Sparta. And so on. Let's see. We have a lot of nations that don't like us. So if we go on the diplomacy map, we can see all the nations we are at war now, which is quite a lot. So rather than going on like that, we might want to probably see if we can make peace with some nations. So if we click Germania, can send them a message and we could probably request peace. They might not accept an alliance, but we could probably request peace. So message will be sent the next turn. So if you go into messages, you see, I would like to offer you peace, do you accept? So gonna find out soon if they accept or not. So now to move on, we can just move our units again. We could probably take away that farmland from the Samnites. And at the same time, we can try to attack their city, Ancona. They only have one city. Let's move close to Ancona. Let's try to attack from the north over there. Now here, that's our previous ally, the Ligurians. They have now a ceasefire with us. If you look at the diplomatic screen, they have a two-turn ceasefire still with us until then they become neutral. And after that, they can declare war on us if they like. Or we could ask them again to form an alliance. Let's probably try that because they're our allies before. Here we have our ship. Probably don't need it. We're not really at that point where we have enough money to build a fleet. So instead of having just one ship that is going to cost us money without being able to do much, let's just disband the ship. That doesn't work for some reason. So anyhow, that's where it's at. So basically you move your troops, click end turn to see how your orders turned out, and then go turn by turn. If you want to undo a previous action, you can click the undo button down here. So now our archer didn't move anymore. So if we move him here and we click undo, we can go back. So yes, that's about it. Generally the AI isn't finished. It works, but it doesn't work very well yet. So when you try to play the game, please keep that in mind. All the units aren't balanced well enough yet. So they're kind of balanced, but not good enough. Like some are too cheap, some units are too expensive. So when you play it, please keep that in mind and think how would you like it to be changed, or which direction should the game go? There's a lot of other stuff still missing, but like panels mostly, to show more information how the various variables work together. But depending on what way the game should be played, gonna add or remove certain things from the game. Anyhow, thanks for watching.